Oh, absolutely. Rachel became an independent woman. Sure, she started off as a spoiled daddy's girl who ran away from her wedding, but let's not act like that's where the story ends. By the time we're done with her journey, she's climbing the career ladder at Ralph Lauren like it's a game of chutes and ladders, except without cheating or crying when things get hard. And hello, did you forget about how she lived on her own? Paid rent, managed bills. She even learned to work a coffee machine without Ross holding her hand. That's growth right there. Could my argument be any clearer?
Oh, come on, Chandler. Just because she had a job and paid some bills doesn't mean she was truly independent. It's like saying a fish is independent because it can swim in a bowl. Yeah, it's doing something on its own, but it's still stuck in this little confined space. Rachel was always relying on others, emotionally, if not financially. She was constantly running back to Ross. And let's not even get started on how she was always bumming cigarettes off Phoebe. She never really found her own rhythm, her own self-ness, reliance. It's like she was just going through the motions of being independent, but deep down, she was still that lost little girl who didn't know what she was doing half the time.
Oh, sure, because relying on someone for cigarettes or emotional support completely invalidates her independence. Let's all ignore the fact that Rachel went from a girl who couldn't even write a check to a woman negotiating salaries and making career decisions. Yeah, she made mistakes, big ones, but isn't that what growing up is? A series of bad choices followed by slightly better ones. And Ross, please. The fact that she kept running back doesn't mean she wasn't independent. It means she's human. You don't think being independent includes having moments of vulnerability? If cutting people out entirely is your definition of independence, then congratulations. You've just described every cat owner ever. Could my point be any more?
Rachel was like a puppet on strings most of the time. Yeah, she got a job, but it was like she was just following the path everyone else expected her to. She didn't have her own clear vision. It's like when you're following a map someone else drew instead of finding your own way. And those mistakes she made, they were huge. They showed that she still didn't have a firm grip on being truly independent. Her running back to Ross wasn't just a moment of vulnerability. It was a pattern. It was like she couldn't stand on her own 2 feet for too long. She was always looking for that safety net of someone else's approval. So no, she didn't become an independent woman. She just put on a good show of it while still being all tangled up in her insecurities and dependencies.
Oh, here we go. So now making mistakes means you're not independent. By that logic, I'm pretty sure none of us are actually adults. We're just really committed actors in a play called Pretending to Have It Together. Rachel had insecurities and dependencies, sure, but guess what? So does everyone who's ever tried to figure out their life without a roadmap. Let's talk about the safety net, though. You make it sound like leaning on someone occasionally erases all her progress. Newsflash. Independence isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to ask for help and still moving forward. If anything, Rachel showed us she could stumble, get back up, and keep going without letting anyone else dictate her choices forever. Could Phoebe's argument be any more tangled up in perfectionist?
Chandler, you're missing the point. It's not about making mistakes or asking for help once in a while. It's about having a core sense of self-reliance. Rachel was like a leaf in the wind. She blew this way and that based on the people around her. Her decisions were so often influenced by others. Even when she was at Ralph Lauren, it was like she was just going with the flow because that's what she thought she was supposed to do. She never had that moment of pure zen and, this is what I want, and I'm going to make it happen on my own term, without looking over her shoulder for approval. She was constantly reacting to the world around her instead of leading her own independent charge.